In this video, I'm going to be taking a deep dive on what I think might have happened to Kissy Missy at the end of Chapter 3. So sit back and relax while I explain my take on what might have happened. Disclaimer, these are all just theories. I'm not trying to dismiss theories. I just want to give my thoughts on this situation, so please don't take this as fact nor dismiss other theories. Thank you. What happened to Kissy Missy? Throughout the chapters, Kissy Missy comes off as a very kind and loving character. When we first see her in Chapter 2, she doesn't seem hostile, but rather shy. As she looks at us, she seems to be nervous. After she opens the gate, we can see her flee quickly, as if she were a shy kid or maybe even scared. It's kind of the same reaction one would do when you turn off the light switch and freak out a bit. That feeling you get when you can feel something lurking behind you, more as if she's scared of us than we are of her. When we meet her again in Chapter 3, she seems more hostile, as if she's mad at us, or she forgot who we were. Going back to my last Poppy theory I mentioned in that video, I think this is all set up by the toys that are left in the factory. As always, I'll leave a link in the description down below if you want to check that theory out after this one. The thing that really stood out to me was what Poppy had said at the end of that conversation. It seems as if she was talking to someone, but who?
We will. What?
Could it have been another toy? Perhaps the prototype? Or maybe it was something much more than that. Personally, I thought it was Kissy Missy until I heard the very last bit of it.
What?
Knowing what we know so far, it seems as if Kissy and Poppy are acquaintances, meaning they always worked together. They had a very good friendship with each other, always having each other's backs, protecting one another. Maybe the player had a partner at one point, but they left them. So they turned to someone that offered their hand out to help because the player never came back for them. Or did the player leave them? What if the player's acquaintance wanted them to leave, to hopefully come back and return to help them, but they never saw them again? What if that's why the toys have such a hate for you? They helped you to escape, but you just let them down in the end.
Now,
they want revenge. Let's go back to the sound we hear at the end of Chapter 2. What if that noise we heard was Kissy Missy? Maybe she's wanting to help Poppy? If we take a listen to when Kissy attacked us in Chapter 3, it doesn't sound anything like the sound we hear at the end of Chapter 2. But I do feel as if we heard this noise before. Going back to the beginning of Chapter 2, we are greeted with a tape in Elliot's office. The very last sound we hear sounds the same as the sound we hear at the end of Chapter 2.
What? What?
I'm just not sure what or who it might have been. Maybe this was the prototype. Maybe he was warning her about one of his pawns coming to grab the player. Maybe it was Kissy. She had to grab Poppy quick because she knew Catnap was coming and wanted to get to Poppy before he did. That would make sense when we see her again in Chapter 3, grabbing us as if she was mad at us after almost getting Poppy taken again. Or maybe it was just the sound of the audio cutting out. But I think there is more to that noise. Before Kissy attacked us, we first see her sitting, presumably in her bedroom, or what may have been her room at one point. We are unsure on why she is here in the first place. We can see her holding a picture of a child. Now, there are many theories on who the person in the photo is. Some claiming it to be her, others claiming it to be her friend she used to know. Personally, I think it was her sibling. Maybe it was her little sister. It could even be her older brother. She's looking at the picture, not in a way as if she lost someone, but more in a way of not seeing someone for a long time. Maybe they were taken by the prototype, and now they only listen to what the prototype tells them to do. Maybe they don't even remember their siblings because they can't recognize each other like they once used to. If we take a close listen to the background noises, when Kissy is getting attacked, it sounds like very heavy banging. Now, it could be Kissy fighting with Huggy because we can clearly hear his screams in the background. But I think there's more to it. After we beat Catnap in Chapter 3, we are going back up to the production zone. We get to the room where we went first, but we're greeted by Poppy this time, again seeming to be all set up. She is holding the last tape, ready to present it to us. After she tells us a little bit more about what's going on, she wants us to go down with her. After she tells Kissy what to do, we can see Poppy looking at Kissy in an odd way. It seems like she knows what's going to happen. It looks like she's looking off to the side of Kissy, as if she's looking at something or someone. Or maybe she's just scared to leave her alone. Going back to Kissy being attacked, it seems as if we've heard those footsteps before. If we go all the way back to Chapter 1, the last VHS tape we get seems to be during the Hour of Joy. We know that the scientist was talking about the prototype, so maybe this was a hint that it was him. Personally, I think it's one of his pawns that we don't know of yet.
One breakthrough and I'll be back. We must forge onwards in the name of science, whether those who are beneath us understand it or not. End of...
No! We're coming! Just hold on! Come on, go faster! Kissy!
We must forge onwards in the name of science, whether those who are beneath us understand it or not. End of...
No! We're coming! Just hold on! Come on, go faster! Kissy!
One thing that stuck out to me is what Ollie said before we go into the school in Chapter 3. He said, "The Playhouse is a yucky place." That Ollie doesn't like it. If we look at the Playhouse, it looks like a carnival tent. Knowing that a lot of children are terrified of clowns, I think we might just see one really big clown. There could even be a smaller one too. Usually clowns are in groups. Having a circus already in Playcare, it wouldn't be surprising to me if we see a big and small clown. I noticed that the player is not the only one to travel in the vents, nor is Poppy. My theory is there could be a small clown toy. In my last Poppy theory, I had claimed that the children could still be alive. But looking at it in this way, seeing a clown in the game, I could see it being a clown with multiple hands. Seeing as it's a setup, maybe it was just a trap to make you think the kids were still there. But in reality, what if it was just a clown toy with different sizes of hands? Now, putting that in perspective, I think there is going to be a big clown that took Kissy. That leaves the question, what about Huggy? We can clearly hear his screams in the background. Well, maybe he was helping them take out Kissy. Or maybe he tried to save Kissy from whatever may have been trying to hurt her. Did he get to her on time? Well, we may have just got a glimpse to that answer in the trailer of Chapter 3. If we take a look back at the trailer for Chapter 3 and the end of Chapter 3, we could have put 2 and 2 together at the very end all along. If we take a look at this picture, a lot of people were claiming it to be Huggy. What if we were all wrong? What if this wasn't Huggy but Kissy? Maybe. In the next chapter, we will see this unsettling sight that Kissy did not make it in that fight. If this is the case, I feel as if Poppy will snap when she finds out that was her friend. I feel Poppy is going to lose it. I can see her in shock, screaming and crying, then gathering herself as she looks at us with her eyes dilated as she tells us, this all ends now for taking something that was close to her.
Prototype has to die. For this. For everything.
So there you have it. Was this all set up to have revenge on someone that once fit into the group? What could have made the noise in the background of the tape and the end of Chapter 2. Was this Kissy Missy's head all along? And are there going to be a group of toy clowns in the next chapter, or any other chapters coming up? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Just a friendly reminder, these are all just my theories. I'm not trying to dismiss other theories. I just want to give my thoughts on this, so please don't take this as fact nor dismissing other theories. Thank you. And thank you all for the support by watching any of my videos. It really means a lot to me to know that people like what I do. Thank you. Have a happy holiday. Until next time.